Is Etsy trying to throttle visitors to your shop? This is a shocking statement, but have you seen graphs like this where your views or sales peak and plummet randomly all throughout the month? Lots of people have seen this and asked me what's going on. I mean, just look at this graph. It's horrific. How on earth am I meant to build a business out of this? So let's have a look at the reasons why Etsy might be doing this, the times that Etsy does actually throttle your views, and the likelihood of Etsy actually doing this permanently. So why do people think that Etsy would be doing this? Well, the most common held belief is that people think that Etsy's enticing them to stay on Etsy. Give them a little carrot, give them a few little sales, and then they'll stay even though they're not making many sales. And it almost sounds reasonable. Well, not reasonable, it almost sounds like something they would do. Except Etsy don't care about you. Etsy don't care about me. If we make items that people don't really want to buy, Etsy don't care if we leave the platform. Those 20 cents we spend on putting up a listing are nothing compared to how much they make by having customers that are loving Etsy coming back and buying again and again. If they offer up to them the wrong types of listings, if they offer up to them listings that they don't like, customers are not going to keep coming back, and then Etsy would start seeing less and less customers coming, and with less and less customers, the quality of buyers would drop, quality of buyers drop, then you get less and less customers, so it's a downward spiral. The whole point of Etsy search is to show the buyers the items that they're most likely to buy. That doesn't mean it has to experiment, but if it shows your items and your items aren't doing very well, it won't keep showing them. If it shows your items and your items do fantastically, they will keep showing you. It doesn't make sense for them to cut off your sales just to encourage someone else to spend 20 cents listing an item. But Etsy do sometimes turn off that tap for people. And that is something that started in early 2020. We all know what happened in 2020, but face masks became super popular on Etsy and lots of new shops sprung up. And with each listing, some people got a bit overexcited and put up that they had 1,000 face masks they could sell, never dreaming for a minute demand was so high. People were coming in and purchasing massive amounts of masks. So this meant some individual shops that were the top of search because they were making lots of sales, kept making lots of sales, and they had thousands of sales that they didn't even have the fabric to make the items for. This was really bad for all of us on Etsy because new people were coming to the site desperate to buy masks, purchased the things and then didn't get them, so thought that Etsy as a whole was a scammy platform. So Etsy stepped in, and what it's done, now I get people are mad at this, and it is annoying. Definitely, it's not good. But if you get a sudden massive burst of sales above and beyond what you normally get, and so that means you have a lot of open orders, Etsy will throttle you in search. It will stop showing you in search for a while until you prove to them that you can keep up with those orders, until you get those orders shipped. And I know that is horrible, but there is a reason for it, and it was a good reason. It's not just to dole out the sales to lots of other people, it's to make sure that you can prove that you can service the customers. So yes, Etsy does do this, but not to the extent that we worry about. But what about that graph, I hear you say, Pam? I've got a confession to make. That graph is not my Etsy sales graph. That's my Pinterest views graph. And I've got a pretty similar graph from YouTube. I've got a pretty similar graph from any site that I've ever been on that you get views or sales data. It's easy to think if you're only on Etsy that this is weird, that there's peaks and troughs. You expect you'll build up to a certain level of viewers. You expect you'll build up to a certain level of sales, and it'll just slowly climb. Not this horrific peaks and troughs, but this is normal on the internet. In fact, if we look on eRank, we can even see the marketplace shares. We can see that Etsy itself has high points during the week when more customers are looking, and it has dips itself at the weekend. And it's not just Etsy. Lots of other platforms see the same thing. There are times when there's just less people online. Makes sense. At the weekend, kids are off school and people are out doing things with them when they might have been home searching on Etsy, searching online shopping. But what about those times when you make a sale and then it feels like you make a load of other sales and then suddenly the tap's turned off? That is a normal thing as well. The algorithm shows your item sometimes, depending on how good it thinks it is. It shows your item sometimes. And one of the factors that go into it thinking how good your item is if you make sales when it shows your item. So the algorithm experiments with showing you to different groups of people, and occasionally that moment your listing has in the sun, it's seen in the right search term at the right person at just the right time, makes the sale. So then you get shown a little bit more. So you might get a clump of sales. Again, this is not unusual to Etsy. If you have a look at this YouTube graph I've got, actually, what's happened here is my views, and it's usual for a video to have a load of views. In fact, it's usual for a listing. It's usual for anything new to have a load of views at the start and then it to tail off a little bit as all the people that were interested have already seen it. But you can see this is picked up again. And why is this? Because the YouTube algorithm found the right people to show my video to. So it can be the same on Etsy. The algorithm's having little experiments showing you to different people and it finds good ones. So you might find yourself having a little peek. Equally, what can happen if you get spotted on social media, if you post something that people resonate with and it's shared a little bit, or one of your customers posts something, then you can get a big boost in views. But that is short-lived because most social media platforms, posts are fleeting. They only last a short time and then the next post is shown and then the next post. So you can see big peaks. So in general, apart from the one specific case, Etsy is not trying to throttle you. It costs a lot of money to write an algorithm, and the algorithms are designed to help the buyer be shown the right items that they want to buy. Writing an addition to an algorithm to make it be like a good enough game so you want to stay putting your money into Etsy, it's not really worth it for the small amount of money. So yes, you will see peaks and troughs in your views. That is normal for a variety of reasons.